Good morning, and thank you for tuning in to another episode of Recipe Tuesday. Um, this morning, I have Jan from New York City Saves Money aboard. I'm going to pull her in because she has a question that she would like to ask me. So I'm going to go ahead and bring her in.
Good morning, Steve. Hi, everybody. How you
Good
doing,
morning.
Steve?
I'm all right.
Good. How's everybody doing today? Hope everybody's doing well. Steve, I indeed absolutely have a question for you. First
Okay.
of all, why do you have a beautiful, gorgeous looking plate of food behind you? What is it called and how do you make that?
What that is it's a very simple, easy uh, recipe. I made it Friday for dinner. I went and got what I needed that I was lacking to make it, and I put it together. It takes about 25 to 30 minutes. So, what it is you get ground beef or ground turkey, whichever one you want to use. I use ground turkey in this case, but I will soon make it again using the ground beef. I just want to see what the slight difference is. It shouldn't be much. You brown your ground beef. Boil your water for your Velveeta shells and cheese or Kraft, whichever one you want to use. And then when your pasta's done, you drain the pasta. Take the pasta after your meat is cooked and you just add it to the meat. You take your cheese sauce and squeeze it and put it in there, mix it in, and then you're going to add one packet of taco seasoning. I use the mild. You could also use the lower sodium if you want, either one. You could use the hot, depends on your level of what you're looking for. It's all up to you. That's personal preference. You add the seasoning, you mix that in. Then you take one can of the mild Rotel, which is what I used, and you add it to the mix and you just cook it in for about maybe 5 minutes, about like over medium heat, and you're done. And it takes about 25 to 30 minutes.
That
Uh,
looks so good. I mean it.
the way that I did it, you've got a very slight hint of bite, nothing drastic, and it's very good. That could easily serve about three people.
That's
Uh,
wonderful, Steve, because I'm telling you, all of us are trying to do our best to, really control our spending on groceries. This seems very affordable. Is it interchangeable? Like, I like this method. Sounds very convenient with the box, but let's say a person already has small shells separately or their own version of making that cheese. Can they do it that way or do they have to do it with the box method?
I haven't done it in quite some time. It's not that hard to do, but if you want to make mac and cheese from scratch, which is not hard to do, I've done it before with a slow cooker. It takes about an hour and a half. Um, if you have some evaporated milk, the Velveeta cheese blocks, some regular milk, you just combine it, add another type of shredded cheese, maybe cheddar or Colby Jack, however you want to make it up. And then you just stir it in. You close the lid, you just cook it for an hour and a half, and you got mac and
That
cheese.
looks so good. So, how about a person that has already created leftover macaroni and cheese? They want to do a do over dish. This would really work.
Well, if you have macaroni and cheese that's already made, that's going to save you half the time.
Yeah.
All you got to do is brown your meat. The rest of it's already done. Then you just incorporate it into the mix, the tomato, Rotel tomato, and your taco seasoning, and you're done. So you may actually knock off about 10 minutes then.
You know what else? What I'm loving about this recipe, Steve, is that it's pretty much a pantry stockpile type of an item, going back to your original description that you just mentioned at the top of the show. Let's think about this, right? You get the box of the mac and cheese, whatever brand, whatever works.
Mhm.
But that's the one you mentioned, which sounds great. With the exception of having to add the little bit of the meat to it, the Rotel is in a can. Am I correct?
The last time I checked it is, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, no, I'm not because I don't work with it often, so I'm really asking for myself.
Okay, yeah, it does come in a can. It's less than $1. I mean, where I paid what I paid at the store was 98, but I plan on getting some more. I'm going to go buy it in bulk because I'm also somebody that likes snacks, corn chips. You can make salsa with Rotel.
Yes, it's true.
You can take melted cheese, the Rotel, and make like a nacho type, since you have the Super Bowl coming. And this would be ideal for if you want a meal to create for the Super Bowl as well, for those that like football.
You're
And
right.
I'm not mentioning football for the simple fact that I share the same name as an ex quarterback that played for the 49ers, and it was a totally different team at that point. But, um, because you do have people that are sports savvy, and meals like this, the slow cooker potatoes that I just made,
Yum.
meatballs, any type of sub, any type of snacks would be great, to have, during halftime or however you want to, with whatever beverage you decide to drink. So,
Good
uh,
point.
so yeah. And mind you, I had never made this recipe before prior to Friday, but I had known
Yeah.
about it for about 2 weeks. I'd known about it for about 2 weeks where, I had got it off of a social media platform. Again, on my end, not a sponsored ad. I can say the names. Facebook is where I
Right.
got it.
Sure.
So I'd known about it for about a couple of weeks, 2.5 weeks, whatnot. I figured, hey, why not? Let me try it. I happen to be shopping. It just so happens my laundromat is about 3 doors down from, so I have a grocery store. I got the laundromat.
Right.
So when my clothes are on dry for about 45 minutes, I can go grab a couple of 3 bags worth of stuff, get a little shopping done out of the way. And that's when I picked up what I needed that I didn't have in order to make this.
That's excellent. Sounds amazing. You know what? You got the wheels turning because, in case I get a couple of relatives, Super Bowl Sunday, this sounds like something that could be part of an affordable party at home. For example, making a bunch of that, like maybe the day before, and just kind of like put it on a low oven or in the slow cooker, very low. Having that going on, people can serve themselves. I can have another slow cooker going with, let's say, chicken, not chicken wings, because I hear it's hard to get them, but maybe chicken thighs and, seasoning them up. This is great. This would help make a very affordable Super Bowl party.
Chicken thighs work pretty good. I have used boneless chicken thighs in the past.
Yum. That's really good.
Even though it's dark meat, it is very tender. I have used it before in place of, say, the little drummies.
Yes.
And if you stop and think about it mentally, there's not really that drastic of a difference between a chicken thigh, the drummy. Now, not in the drummy, not all of them are a drummy. There's another one that's not a drummy. And when you bite into it, you've got meat in the middle, meat on the outside, but you got like a couple of bones in between.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the one I'm really referring to that rivals or looks like.
I purchased that last week. I have it in the freezer. Funny you brought that up. Yes, Steve. Wonderful. Those are delicious.
They are.
And you mentioned on your previous Recipe Tuesday about the meatball subs. Can I tell you? You want to make a bunch of those meatballs in advance and freeze. You get the surprise call. I'm in your neighborhood, Jan. Can I come up for lunch? I've had that call. Take that thing out. Throw them in if whatever way you wanted to frost them. Get your bread out frozen. You got meatball subs in a hurry.
In a hurry. Yeah. Didn't. No, you're right. I didn't think about that. That makes perfect sense.
Well, thanks to you reminding about those.
Mm-hmm. So, and this is not really all that expensive. I use ground turkey. That was like $4.70. Let's see, 3 for the mac and cheese is 7, 8, 87 cents for the 8. So $9. I made this, and it'll serve 3 people. So that's $3 per person.
That's fantastic. Where are you going to get to spend quality meal, $3 per person, that you know what's in it because you're the person that put it together?
I'm afraid to tell you, in this day and age, it being 2022, with prices going up and they have gone up a good 25, 30%, nowhere. You can forget it. It's not going to happen.
Exactly. Exactly. And I think it's kid friendly too. It just has that like quality where a kid may dive into a bowl of that and
A
enjoy
kid
it.
would like it. It's not overly spicy. It just has that slight hint.
Right.
And you do notice the taco flavoring.
Nice.
Oh, you will. You will. So I will again. I'm probably going to go out tomorrow, pick up some ground beef this time, and recreate this again using ground beef. But you can use whatever you want. You can do ground turkey. You could do ground chicken. You can do ground beef. And the reason why I chose ground turkey, and I know some people are not fond of it or have never tried it. Don't knock it till you tried it.
Try
I,
it.
I will tell you this about ground turkey. This is one of the things or the reasons why I do like to buy it. The way that it sits on your stomach after you eat it, it's easier on the stomach. It's easier on digestion. When you eat red meat, it can sit like a lump on a log.
I agree.
So keep that in mind. That's the reason why I choose. I mean, who wants to feel bloated? It's not really bloated, but why do you want that feeling in your stomach?
Uncomfortable. Stuffed.
Uncomfortable, stuffed. Ugh,
And another thing, go ahead, Steve.
and that similar feeling to fatigue, but it's not fatigue.
Right.
So
Another thing that I like to do, because we talk a lot about meal planning on my channel, and maybe one day we could, you and I could do it together again, discussing that.
mhm.
I like to have components ready. For example, if I buy some ground beef or turkey or whatever, I will brown it up. I will drain the fat. I will let it cool. I will divide and conquer. I will make separate little packages, throw it in the freezer. Busy night, get that the meal kit like you just mentioned. Your ground thing is already done. You just throw it in and just complete the recipe in a snap.
Yeah, bada bing, bada boom, more or less. Yeah.
There you go.
Funny how you use the term divide and conquer. I haven't heard that term in quite some time. Although the way I heard it, it was in a totally different fashion. Yeah.
Historical, but I mean it in a good way.
I know. So there you go. I mean, all of you guys out there, if this has got your curiosity, again, very simple to do. On a scale of 1 to 10, 1.5. If you can ground meat, you can make pasta. If you want to make your own mac and cheese, which is not hard to do. I mean, you can get recipes off of YouTube. It's very simple.
It's affordable. I love that it's affordable. It's pretty much a pantry product.
Yeah. Well, actually, you know what? Making mac and cheese from scratch is actually less expensive than if you go and buy the box of shells and cheese.
That's right. And it yields more.
That was exactly my next words. That is
I'm sorry.
don't be sorry. That just means great minds think alike. But that is exactly right. You will yield more. I know that the last time, or the first and last time I made mac and cheese, it was the amount that I made was about that far from the top is how much it made. So it made, I would say,
that's a lot.
It is a lot of mac and cheese. I easily had enough mac and cheese for about 3 days.
Hey, I don't know about you, but I love do-over recipes. Some people call them leftovers. I call them do-overs. I like knowing it's there. To me, that's money in the bank. Food in the freezer, leftovers in your fridge, money in the bank, less for you to spend.
Also, in addition to this taco recipe, what you want to do, I know there's people out there that yay or nay or have a love-hate relationship with mac and cheese. Not everybody likes it, and I get that. But you could take mac and cheese, do this, take it again, what's left in the slow cooker, if you go that route, repurpose it and make it something else.
Absolutely.
You could make cheeseburger macaroni out of it. That's basically this, but leave out the taco seasoning, leave out the tomato.
Excellent. That's true too. That's true too, Steve. You're raising a good point. Not everybody, maybe that particular week, wants to spend the money on the taco seasoning or whatever. Their budget's very tight, or it's too pricey where they live. They could still get by with the basic recipe, like you're saying.
If you want to get taco seasoning, you're on a budget. You don't have to get McCormick brand, which is what I did. You can get store brand. You're going to pay half the money, like 40
There you go. That's awesome.
How good is it? I don't know. I have to try it. But this time, I was brand name item specific for a reason. Because so I didn't use ground beef, but I will. And I mean, if a recipe is good enough, or if it's something that I highly like, I will go back at another time, usually not long thereafter, and make it again.
That makes sense.
Matter of fact, this is possibly going to be my dinner for tomorrow night, or even my lunch, depends on when I go out.
That's
tomorrow.
it. I'll be over at 8. I'll fly in from New York. Now it'd be easier for me to make it.
Come on down, because let me tell you, a flight from New York to here is not but about 2 hours.
Right, I know. Well, thanks for having me over here, Steve. It was fun.
Yeah,
May I mention something, if you don't mind? Today's Recipe Tuesday on Steve's channel. It is also Tea Tuesday, and I will have my Tea Tuesday show at 10 o'clock Eastern today. Thanks, Steve.
You're welcome. All right, guys. So thanks for tuning in. Be on the lookout on Thursday, because I have a really good topic that I want to discuss with you guys that you guys probably have not even gave a thought to, that I think is going to be pretty good. So be on the lookout for that.
There's another lookout. You're on my channel on Wednesday night at 8 o'clock. Steve talks about, if you're thinking about buying a used car, tune in 8 o'clock on my channel Wednesday.
Yep.
Thanks so much.
You're welcome. All right. Thank you, everybody. I will see you next time on Thursday, and have a great day. Bye.
Bye.